Hello, welcome back to Funnelheads. Today we're going to be discussing a Carnival Cruise Line shore excursion that you can take in Juneau, Alaska. The name of this shore excursion is Helicopter Flight Seeing and Glacier Trek. Now we're going to go through all of the details of this shore excursion, including what to wear, what to bring, and then we're going to use our personal videos and photos to show you what you can expect if you book this excursion. Also, stay tuned for the end of the video because we will have our personal rating on this shore excursion, so don't miss out on that. Now, real quick, if this is your first time visiting the channel or returning and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, becoming part of our Funnelhead family. We'd absolutely love to have you. We do regular cruise content here, whether it's cruise news, informational videos like this, vlogs, lives with other creators, and so much more. Like, comment, and share with your family and friends. It really helps the channel grow, and we appreciate it tremendously. It gets our videos out, of course, to a wider audience, so that way we can help more and more people. But let's get right into today's video. Alright, now let's start off with some of the basics for this shore excursion, starting off with the minimum age. You have to be at least 12 years or older to go on this shore excursion. Now there is a weight restriction in place, and that's mainly due to the helicopter ride into the glacier. You have to weigh 250 pounds at a maximum, including your clothes, shoes, and anything on you. If you are over that, you do have to pay an extra seat, which there is a $145 surcharge to. Now, as far as the difficulty level, they do have this labeled as a difficult excursion. We'll get into more of that in a little bit. The approximate time for this shore excursion is going to be about 4.5 hours, and the price per person is $549.99. Now, you can save a little bit on this price if you book it within 2 days of booking your cruise, or if you have a Carnival MasterCard, you can get 10% back if you use that card to purchase, of course, this excursion. Now let's discuss what to bring on this shore excursion, and it's not going to be a whole lot, but we do recommend that you bring either a camera, a phone, or a GoPro, or a combination of the three with you. You're definitely going to want to take video and pictures, not only, you know, on the helicopter, but also once you land on the glacier and start hiking. Now, you're also going to want to bring some form of money, whether it's a small amount of cash or credit card with you. They do have a small souvenir store at the end of the tour if you want to purchase, you know, something to remember the name of the company or your time on the glacier. The last thing that I can think of that you might want to bring is binoculars. We personally did as well. However, we didn't use them once during the entire shore excursion. So this is going to be, if you think you're going to use it, then maybe bring them. But we didn't even have enough time to pull it out between, you know, trying to get photos and videos and everything else. So that's kind of a personal choice if you want to bring them or not. Now let's discuss what to wear on this shore excursion, and this is going to be really simple because the company that does the shore excursion provides a ton of gear for you to wear. We'll get into that in just a sec, but as far as what to wear under that gear, for me, I just wore like hockey pants and a long sleeve shirt. Michelle, I believe, wore just, you know, gym clothes that were long sleeve, long pants, just something comfortable and that'll keep you warm underneath everything else. Now, what the company actually provides for you is going to be a waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, gaiters to go over the boots, gloves, the harness, ice pick, boots, helmet, and then they also give you snack and a water bottle. Now, you're definitely going to want to bring this water bottle with you because during the tour, they give you the opportunity to actually scoop up some of the glacier water and drink it. We did, as you'll see in the videos, and it was definitely a cool experience. Highly recommend at least taking a sip of it. I mean, when else, you know, in your life are you going to be able to drink from an actual glacier? Now let's discuss what to expect on this shore excursion. So you're going to start off with a short drive to the airport, which is approximately about 20 minutes away. There you will start to sign waivers. Of course, if anything happens, they're not responsible type waivers. Lots of initials, lots of signatures. Then you're going to listen to your guides while you gear up. They're going to give you, you know, kind of a little bit of a tutorial before you get onto onto the actual glacier, as well as, you know, how to get to the helicopter board and all of that good stuff. Now, once all of this is finished, you're going to start loading up the helicopter, and once you get up in the air, it's about a 20-minute ride to land on the glacier. Now, one thing to note, the ride in to the glacier is going to be longer than the ride out. They do typically go a more scenic route on the way in, so definitely enjoy, take some photos or videos on your way in, because you're not going to get the same scene on the way out. They basically just, you know, straight line it to the airport on the, you know, the way back. Now, once the helicopter reaches the glacier and lands on it, you're going to have about 2 hours to spend on the glacier. Some of this is going to be kind of tutorial, how to use your equipment, what to look out for, how to walk on the ice, of course, and then the other is going to be the actual hiking portion. Now, in the beginning of the video, I stated that Carnival has this shore excursion labeled as difficult, but we didn't really see that unless you had maybe an injury, like, you know, your knee, leg, back, something like that. I mean, don't get us wrong, there's definitely moments where, you know, it's uneven, it's slippery, you're climbing up for a small portion, but nothing too difficult that should deter you if you're healthy. Now, after your hike, of course, the helicopter is going to pick you right back up where you began, and you're going to take the quick route back to the airport, load into the vehicle that you came in, and get back on your ship, and that is going to be the end of the tour. Alright, so now let's go over the pros and cons before we give our personal rating, starting off with the cons first, and that is this shore excursion in particular cancels a lot, and not by, you know, the company's fault or anything like that, but if you don't happen to know, the weather in Alaska in Juneau is very temperamental and can change wildly, so it can look like a beautiful sunny day and then the next minute it is raining and completely foggy. And unfortunately, if it's foggy or the weather conditions aren't right, they can't land on the glacier, of course. So we did hear that this tour canceled very frequently. In fact, the cruise that we were on when we did this tour, we got to go, of course, and then the next time slot for this same shore excursion had to cancel because the weather changed that drastically, that quickly. There's a saying in Alaska, if you don't like the weather, you know, right now, wait 10 minutes because it'll change that much that quickly. Now, in saying that, we highly recommend that you have a backup option in place at Juneau if this does get canceled. There's so many activities and things to do in Juneau. You know, it would definitely be a bummer to miss this shore excursion, but you don't want it to ruin your day or not have a plan in place just in case. Now, the next con that I wanted to mention is that the instructional portion and the waiver portion takes a little bit too much time. And I know, you know, all of that is super important. You know, of course, it's a dangerous shore excursion and everybody needs to be safe. But at the same point, it took up a large amount of the shore excursion. So I wish, you know, all of that was in place. However, the excursion itself was a bit longer. That way you could have a little bit more time on the glacier. Speaking of the glacier, I did wish that we could kind of explore a little bit more, not on our own, but a little bit more freely. It was a little bit structured for our taste, but again, I understand that there's safety issues. Now, the last con that I wanted to go over is the price, of course. The $549 price tag is definitely expensive to do, but it is a bucket list item. It was definitely worth it, in our opinion, for that price, and I would imagine a large portion of that is the helicopter ride in, so I definitely understand it, but the price was a little hefty to look at. Now that the cons are all done, let's discuss all of the pros, and the first one is being, again, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a bucket list item. I mean, there's not many people that can say that not only did they see the Mendenhall Glacier, they got to see it from above, they got to land on it, and they got to hike on it. Absolutely amazing experience to do so. The next pro that I wanted to discuss was the incredible views, not only from the helicopter ride in from above, but also, of course, on the glacier. You know, the pictures and videos that we are showing you do not do this justice at all. It was a complete surreal experience. It felt like we were in a place or on top of a place that we shouldn't be. It should be like banned or not allowed. So it was definitely a unique experience to do so. Now, we didn't even have to take the photos and videos that we did during this shore excursion because we have, you know, this amazing place imprinted in our memory for the rest of our lives. But having these amazing, mesmerizing photos and videos, you know, just is the cherry on top for the entire shore excursion. Now, the last pro, and I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, was definitely getting to taste the glacier water. I never realized how much I wanted to drink glacier water before this shore excursion. And when they said we could drink it, I kind of looked around and like, are they messing with us? But no, I mean, they literally just scooped an entire bottle of it like they were having, you know, a water bottle at the gym or whatnot, and we're chugging it because, of course, you know, they were tired from hiking around all day. This was probably their, you know, third excursion for the day because I believe we left around 10:30 in the morning. So now, lastly, let's discuss our personal rating for this Carnival shore excursion, and it is going to be a 9 out of 10. We highly recommend doing this shore excursion, but also having a backup just in case the weather is no good and it cancels. Of course, Carnival will refund you that amount automatically, so you don't have to worry about that, but it does, again, cancel quite frequently with the weather in Alaska. Highly recommend you try doing it, though. Now, hopefully this video helps you out one way or the other, whether or not to book this in particular shore excursion. Let me know if you're going to Alaska, as well as any specific questions in regards to this tour or anything cruise Alaska related. I want to read it. I'd love to answer any and all questions. As always, thank you so much for watching. Your continued support means everything to us. Hopefully we'll see you right back here in the next video or on a cruise ship one day. Catch you later.